I truly believe, and it was so funny because when I came out of this surgery, I don't know if you ever see those movies where it's like is they show that it's really dark and then it gets kind of gray and kind of light and people are around you talking to you, trying to wake you up. I went through the same experience. It was like I was opening up my eyes, but it was dark. I could kind of hear people talking. I could hear somebody calling my name, but then it was like it slowly it was like dark and it got kind of a little grayish, black, and then it got gray, and then finally I saw a little bit of light. And they
Wow.
said, Miss Leah, we need you to say something. It's like, could you please just talk? And I said, hi. And all I hear was this cheering.
Wow.
They're like, was that her? They're like, they were very surprised because I said it very loud. And it's like, they couldn't believe it. And literally the doctor that came in after the surgery, after I had recovered, he came in there and I could tell he had been crying.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what happened to me? And the
Wow.
surgery was only supposed to take like 45 minutes to an hour. And I was in there for 4 hours and didn't know it.
Wow. So wait a minute. Wait. Hey, you guys, we are live. This is Dr. Cassandra Bradford. You're listening and watching us live. This is Business First with me, Dr. Cass, and I have my very special guest, Leah Abney, with me. And before we
Hi.
started this podcast, Leah, you know how, in the old church, I'm a little bit older than y'all, in the old church, we had testimony service. So Leah was just giving me her testimony. I'm in here screaming in my office and I'm about to have a Holy Ghost good time because I just got some good news of deliverance. I know we're supposed to be talking about business, but look, if the business owner ain't delivered, the business ain't gonna go nowhere. So business ain't gonna just run itself without the visionary, without the owner, right? So, oh
Right.
my God. So, okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Cassandra, and you watching Business First with me, Dr. Cassandra Bradford, and I have my beautiful special guest, Leah Abney, with me, and she has some great things to share. We're going to have a good time. You guys know I believe in the power of laughter. I believe in commanding my morning for great things to happen, right? For God to give me grace and mercy to shine his favor on me and my business and all of those people around me and my friends and my cohorts and my colleagues and my collaborative partners. Man, I am loving this. I have been commanding the morning ever since the pandemic, and I'm telling you guys, great things have been happening. I know that we are living in times where there is fear throughout the land, but I tell you, I know of a man. Ah,
Hey.
how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you? Thank you for having me. I'm excited to speak with you. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's been what, 2 years? Year and a half?
It's
I
been
can't.
2 years. Yes, I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, even before your team contacted me, I was thinking about you. I said, oh my gosh, it's been that long because, you came across, the timeline as a memory. And I'm like, wow, it's been that long already. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. I said, I definitely have to just make a visit to you. Just my son lives in San Antonio. And I said, I just have to come down there just to visit and just to say hello and
You
get some
gotta come
inspiration.
visit. Yes, get some sweet tea stuff you ain't supposed to drink and have. That's how we do it here in Texas. And you guys, if you don't know, Leah was one of my speakers 2 years ago at the Run Women's Conference. And
Yes.
as a matter of fact, Leah, we are planning this year. And
Ah,
so ninth year we run. This year we're at the new Texas Rangers Globe Life Field. We're on the field this year. I looked over every contract, every line. We hired attorneys this time. We spent some money first. We have jumbotrons. We have Texas
oh,
Rangers as
wow.
one of our partners. Right during baseball season. So we were like, how
Hey.
was this even possible? And then we have gotten some great sponsors and those that have partnered with us. My Brother's Keepers is with us again this year. So
Okay.
we'll talk about this at the end, but we are excited.
Yes.
We're looking for volunteers because we have a whole stadium, a brand new stadium. So we don't want your kids coming in here and tracking. You know how the kids come and track dirt in the house. So we just gonna have a team of whoopers. with belts. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
But this year we have partnered with My Brother's Keepers, which is a President Barack Obama's program with Black
Yes.
and Brown teen boys and My Sister
Okay.
Keepers. So we have 160 of them that will be gracing our youth stage and our youth room. So we're really, really excited. We're hoping to get Magic Johnson. He hasn't signed, but
Okay.
hey, Magic, if you're listening, if you're ever watching this, congratulations on your purchase of Sodexo here in Texas. So now Magic Johnson, hey, his business is a Texas business because he now owns 51% of Sodexo. So now it's called Sodexo Magic. So
Okay.
we are excited. So Liv, come on now. You gotta tell me what you've been up to in these last 2 years. Let me get comfortable in this chair because I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things has happened since I have seen you. Let me see, where do I even start? I'm still in school.
Okay.
That's one of the things I am. I'm a big advocate about education. I think that is very important as business owners that we are very knowledgeable in what it is that we do and we stay up to date in our industries. And so I'm going to go ahead and say this for those of you that are looking, how do you find out this information without having to pay a whole lot of money? And I am really big in get to know your city. Really get to know your city. I had the pleasure in last year of running for local office. Of course, I did not win my
It's
seat,
okay.
but however,
You were
however,
in the race.
I was in the race. I was in the race, but I learned a lot of information. And even prior to that, I'm really involved in my city, talking to my city officials because they kind of know the ins and outs when it comes to legislation. How is that impacting our local businesses? And not only that, being able to network with your city officials, those who are making the decision makers when it comes to your taxes. I don't know how it runs in Texas,
Same
but
way.
here it can impact where you're sitting. If you have a storefront, whether you have an office,
Yes.
your infrastructure can really be impacted. So as a business owner, you want to be involved in your local community.
Yes.
What better
Yes.
way to be? Yes, I mean, what better way to be able to engage your potential customers that are within the community that you live in?
Mhm.
So if you're just sitting in your store and you expecting them to come in, look, you gotta change that mindset around. Just on yesterday, prime example, young gentleman that does a pop-up Augusta. He does little events, and these are events that he sets around the city. He picks a location. You don't know where it's going to be until the day of. You have
Wow.
a great meal. You get to network with some other individuals, and you meet a lot of people right inside of our city. So being able to be involved in your community is very essential to what you want to do. So that's one of the things that I found that has helped me grow as a business owner,
Mhm.
being able to gain that knowledge from other business owners, as well as your chambers. You guys, whether it is a business league or whether it's a
Yes.
chamber, please get
Yes.
involved with those particular entities because they have so many resources, so much information. And not only that, it gives you opportunity to learn for other business professionals. It's something that I learned from you, Cassandra, because Dr. Cass, because guess what? When we were at your event, you had so many people there. I mean, and there were so many just different aspects of business. I
Mhm.
actually met somebody at your event that sat on the board for Payne College, which is here in Augusta.
Wow. Hey, y'all better get to run. You never know
So
who's in the room.
I'm dropping some real nuggets for you that are sitting out there. This is for free, okay? This is free to you. Get involved in, your city
Now,
because
you know
there's,
what, Leah? A lot of
yeah,
people, especially in our communities, they always want to tell you how, oh, I don't do politics. And I'm like, if you're a small business owner, you do politics. Because guess what? Our local legislation governs how you can do business in this city. Or they're going to tax you. Even now, you have legislation that's trying to incorporate tax on internet businesses. Oh, I just sell on
yes,
the internet. I don't have to pay taxes. Well, you better know what your local government is doing. I mean, it's amazing when I hear people go, "Oh, Cassandra, you like to play in politics." I do. However, I need to know if there's going to be a city block grant for me. A lot of small businesses don't know when you open up a brick and mortar and you're generating tax revenue, you can go to your city and ask for a grant or a
Absolutely.
tax abatement. Either way, you're
Absolutely.
saving money because you got to pay taxes, right? If you get a tax
Right.
abatement, you may not have to pay them taxes.
Absolutely. And then also, you want to know how you avoid voting for certain things that are put on a ballot. Like, for instance, here in Augusta, we have the thing that's called the SPLOS. The SPLOS actually helps, is funding that helps build our infrastructure and also build opportunity for businesses to come into your community. So, where is that funding being allocated? You, as a citizen, you, as a
Mhm.
citizen, and a business owner have the opportunity to have a say in how that would be done. And you won't know if that's happening. And then what happens is you wonder why there's not a particular street light in a particular area, whether it's in your business or whether it's, let
It
me
could
tell you,
cause some
why you
theft.
do
You want to
parking
make
lot.
sure you got proper lighting so people don't break into your store, into your hair salon or wherever it is you're on. Come
Yeah,
on,
and I
girl.
know this is very unconventional what your audience is probably used to
No,
hearing,
that's no, my
but
audience, they love this is information we're teaching.
we're teaching. I'm really telling you something because guess what? The climate has changed with COVID-19. The way we do business and what's available for a lot of businesses, and I'm sure that you have been helping people with the PPP process. Guess what? Understanding where the money, how the money is being allocated to your particular city. How
Yes,
much is coming to look, there's a certain amount that's going to come to Texas. Then Texas governor and their officiates going to turn around and decide where that money is going to go and how it's going to be
right,
allocated to certain cities.
right.
And then on top of that, there's a certain amount of those monies that's going to be going to, those closed event venues. There's a
Mhm.
certain amount that would go to Black businesses specifically. There's a certain amount that's going to go to your schools. You want to know how they're going to use that money. You want to be an
Right.
advocate for whether it's for small business, whether it's for education, whether it's for your streets or your community. You want to be involved in that process. And like I said, one of the things I did was I made sure, and it was really funny because I ended up running for office in 2019 for the school board. I did not win my seat, like I said before. But however, it was a learning process. I learned from a lot of people. I met a lot of wonderful people that I am connected with today that's helping me with helping other small businesses. I'm a big advocate for that. So that's one of the things that I've done. But also in that process, as I shared as a testimony, I actually was diagnosed with cancer during that journey.
About to make me start shouting again, y'all. Okay.
So I ran for office. I did not stop running because I remember him promising me that he was going to use me to speak the gospel and spread the gospel and to encourage people. And I happen to encourage people in business. That's what I do. And during that process, I am cancer free right now. So I thank God. I praise God for that. But I did not stop. I did not stop doing the things that I know I'm supposed to be doing as a business owner. I still had clients. I am still in school. Yes, I'm working on my doctorate degree. I'm still doing that. I sit on the board for the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce. I still do that.
So listen, people, what she's saying is, despite what was going on in her life, she is still persevering. She's holding on to that promise that God made her. Right? Stop me when I'm wrong. So she's you guys know I'm big on building relational currency. So she talks about being involved with her chamber of commerce. She's being involved with her local politicians and her local legislation, right? This is what we have to do as business owners. We just don't go make our money, sit in our houses and get fat and
Oh,
live
God.
and just, hugging a dollar bill ain't comforting you. I mean, you get comfort knowing you can pay your bills and, do some other things, but cozying up to a quarter, it ain't, let me see, it don't do it for me. But if my politicians know that I have a following, a network, you guys know the relational
Mm,
currency is about the value of your network. right? My network could or could not vote for you. And because I have a voice and people follow me and listen to me, do you know the power that you have in your tongue and in your integrity? Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get on that later.
No, but that is it's so true because this, one of the things that I found out is we each are in our own industry. Like for me, mine's consulting, strategic planning is what I do. Goal setting, being able to connect businesses to different resources to be able to further their goals along is what I do. However, as I am networking, I am making sure I'm not only connected to the people that are in my industry, I am getting connected to those that are outside of my industry because they have knowledge, they have skills, they have information that may help me solve a particular problem. So that's why I'm very big when I talk to people. I say, look, don't just think of for instance, I know people who are in the entertainment industry, who are in the sports industry, who are in the medical industry, who are in cyber industry, who are, I mean, you name it. I'm like the clothing and fashion industry. I'll tell you because in health industry, I'm talking about fitness
Yeah.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why, because a lot of ways that they are maneuvering around the environment, especially in COVID, ends up becoming what they call best practices.
Mm-hmm.
You know what those are, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those best practices doesn't necessarily mean that the way they actually do it works for me. I may be able to take what they have done, modify it for my business or in order to answer the question or provide a solution to whatever problem that I am working with. I don't have to start from scratch. I am so big on you did what and you did it how when. Okay, let me assess this and see if it will work for me. Will every solution work for me, my business? Absolutely not. But there may be some that you can modify
Mm-hmm.
and take a piece of it. It is not okay. Hear me loud and clear, Black folks. I'm talking to y'all. It is not stealing. it is it's called innovation.
No,
It is
and you know
called
what, Leah? This is what we have to do. We need to learn how to be around. Okay, y'all know I'm big on collaboration, right?
yes,
So that means you need to surround yourself with people who are knowledgeable. Get into a mastermind, join a think tank. Y'all know I do them all over the country. Why? Because I understand my friends and family, they love me. They may say things because they don't want to see me fall. They don't want to see me hurt. They want to protect me because they love me. But I also need to be around those people like Leah and other colleagues and collaborative partners to say, hey, Cassandra, guess what? I'm doing voicemail drops. That's how people are knowing about my stuff. I'm like, what is that? Who? Yeah, you need to do this. And I'm doing this. And I gained 10 new clients just last week. I'm like, wait a minute, let me try this out. I don't know. It didn't work for me the first 2 months. But I'm telling you right now, that was 6 months ago. Now we're doing voice drops everywhere. Why? Because now I'm getting around other movers and shakers that are saying, hey, maybe this didn't happen. Let me execute this. Because as you guys know, as small business owners, we have highs and lows. One of
yes,
the definitions of an entrepreneur is a person that takes a risk. Now, we want to take calculated risk. But I also want to make sure that I am surrounding myself with people that want the same thing, success. We want to grow our business. We want great employees. We want to make sure that we're treating them good. We want longevity. We want all of these things that's going to make our business as easy as possible. Right? I'm not an entrepreneur.
absolutely.
I'm a business owner. There's a difference, people. If you don't know the difference, Google is your friend. Call me, inbox me. I'll tell you the difference. I am not an entrepreneur. I'm not somebody that's just starting a business. I have been in business for 20 years, going on 21 years. I have employees. I have payroll to do today. So I'm a small business owner. So that means I need to know these things. What has changed with human resources and laws and employment laws and
Yes,
labor statistics? And I'm like, what does it have to do with certifications and contracts? It has to do with the growth of my business. So Leah, no, you talking to everybody.
And and the key thing is understanding, as you had stated before, is more than hugging up and cuddling with the dollar. It becomes more than that. As a, like you said, and this most mindsets for those who are going into business is, I want to work for myself, number one. Number two is I want to be my own boss. I want to say how I do things, when I do things, when I clock in and when I clock out.
I need to come work
Number,
with you because I don't run nothing over here.
but well, this is the mindset. I said this, not the reality, not the reality. We
Yes.
talk about the mindset. And the other mindset is that I want to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. And we know, like you said, you have been doing this for 20 years. Okay. In the as a corporate, in the corporate industry, I have worked my job close to 30 years. And
Woo!
I'm close to retiring with the federal
That's a
government. 30
career.
years
Y'all don't
fly.
know that what that word means.
That's a
That's a
career.
career. That's just not a
That's a
job.
career.
She has a career. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a career. I didn't have the privilege as I was, walking through this entrepreneur, because my entrepreneurial walk actually started later in life.
That's good.
And I'm not afraid to say I'm 54, you guys.
You're
Those
good.
of you who are under the age of me.
You're 30. Oh,
No, ma'am. I'll be 55 this year. And
you're
so,
good.
oh, thank you. For those of you who are younger than me, y'all gotta step this thing up, because I'm looking to sit my honey down somewhere and retire. So I started later because my journey was different. But it does not negate me in my 50s or even in my 60s to stop doing what I'm doing. I still got to walk this journey out. Mine just started later. And so in that process, I started to learn and I started to understand also just the knowledge and experience I gained in the, because some of us need this. Some of us needed this to go where we're going. What I learned in the corporate world, I needed in my entrepreneur journey. So as I am walking that out, I'm starting to learn some different things. I'm starting to learn, oh, you know what? The two sectors are totally different. The mindset, the language, what you need to know and how you operate, how you connect with people is totally different. Like you stated, one of the things you stated was relational currency. I learned that from Dr. Cass. Look, y'all, when I met her and she started talking, I said, well, go, I said, rewind, rewind, talk to me about this relational currency, because it became so essential. We take it for granted when we're in corporate America, versus when we become an entrepreneur, it ends up become the foundation in which we are able to establish ourselves, to connect to resources, and also to build your brand. To build your brand, that relational currency becomes very essential. But get this is not about just coming up to the dollar. You got to be willing to get what? Invest. You got to invest into the information and knowledge that you're receiving.
Yes.
Just like Dr.
Wait.
Cass
You got to
stated,
say that again. Did you say you got to invest?
you got to invest.
So we
Invest.
can't get a hookup, ask for free. I ain't got it because I went and bought a Coach purse, so I ain't got no more money. Oh,
I guarantee you, Dr. Cass didn't get where she is today because she was getting a hookup.
no,
Guarantee you.
they never worked
There
for
was
me.
no hookup.
They never worked
You
for
had
me.
you have to invest in that. And so that means, what does that mean? Well, and I know some of you were like, well, they be charging astronomical. Go where you can get it. And then as you increase and you grow, then go where you can, because guess what? What I am paying, let me go back. When I am investing into a mastermind, when I'm investing into a product, when I'm investing into somebody's time, come on now, let's go back. I'm gonna say that again, Time, time. When you're investing in somebody's time, you're gonna get a return on your investment. But that return on your investment isn't about you just sitting here, just like if I was sitting here with Dr. Cass and we're having a conversation, she's my consultant. That investment comes through my actions. There, Leah Abney LLC is the consulting services. That's what I do. For those of you who wonder, well, what business is she in? Leah Abney LLC. And one of the things that I have talked to, I literally touched on everything, which is the foundation and the model for Leah Abney LLC. There are 3 C's of actions. The first one is to connect. We talked about that in the top of this. Who you're connecting with, getting, your community. You're understanding legislative policies that are driving the economic environment of your city. All that is connection. The next one is communication. Who are you talking to?
Yes.
Who you're
Who's
talking
in
to.
your ear? Who's your ear is exactly to your brain that's controlling your mind. I'm sorry. Go
right.
ahead.
Information that you're gathering, whether it's innovative or whether it's lessons learned, how are you getting that communication? How are you getting that information? Because communication is about knowledge and information. The third C, that is the foundation of Leah Abney LLC, is commitment. Are you committed to the process? And that's what we're talking about right now. Are you investing in the knowledge? Are you investing in opportunity?
No, you're going to be committed to do the work.
Committed to do the work, because it does require you to do the work. Dr. Cass can sit here and feed me a lot of information, and that's what I'm paying her for. But the work behind it, in order to get the return on your investment, is the work that I have to do. Wherever it is, that means I can take her practical principles for increasing her business, and I take that, I put it into action based on the resources that are available to me. And then I go and work that. And then it takes time, you guys. It's not going to happen overnight.
No.
Okay, I'm going to go back. Dr. Cass, 20 years.
20 years. I'm still
20
learning.
years.
Still learning.
Okay.
I don't know everything. Y'all know I'm only smart on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm still learning. That means I'm teachable and I'm open. And just like Leah, the pandemic, it was called change.
Yes.
And while we were I know we didn't ran out of time, girl. I got to get you to come back on. But while we were in shelter in, this was time for us to do homework.
Yeah. And that's why I was saying, the commitment and the action, and 3 C's of action, and just to, tie it all up together for those of you who are listening or watching. My name is Leah Abney. I am a consultant and for Leah Abney LLC. I'm here in Augusta, Georgia. And what I just talked about and shared with Miss Cassandra is that, and I've called her everything from Miss Cassandra to Dr. Cass, wherever it is you call her. Just call her her right name. We talked about the 3 C's of actions, and that is really about being connected, committed, and also who you're connected to, being committed, and also the communication. Who is it? Where are you getting your information, and where are you asking for, and the knowledge and information that you're using.
So now, Leah, how can people get in touch with you so they can get you to coach them, get you to consult them? I mean, every coach, every consultant is not for everybody. And so, and that is so true. But when you're talking about what we're talking about, you need to, okay, how do they get in touch with you, Leah? Because I'm in Augusta. I'm coming there with a conference. I don't know if you knew that, but anyway, how do they get in touch with you?
Okay. Well, you can reach me at leahAbneyLLC.biz. That's leahAbneyLLC.biz. That's my website. Of course, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Leah Abney LLC.
See? Now, hey, you guys, I will be in Augusta, Georgia. I believe it's in August. I need you to, we got to talk. So I'm going to have my team give you a call. We got to talk more about this. I need to bring you up on the stage, lasso you up there, get some duct tape, keep you up there. But you guys, we will be in Augusta, Georgia. I believe it's August. I think it's August or September of this year. I have to look at my calendar. Coming there, we're going to be doing a think tank, and you saw my think tank in action. I believe when you were here at Running, we're going to be doing a think tank in Augusta, Georgia. I know a lot of people go to Atlanta, but I got so many clients in Augusta. I have got to get to Augusta, unless they're going to pinch me. So you guys, we have run out of time. You guys have been listening and watching the beautiful Leah Abney. She told her testimony in the beginning of this broadcast. And as you can see, this woman is still smiling and she's still standing. And guess what? She's still talking.
Yes.
Hey, I know that's right. So, hey, you guys get in touch with Leah Abney LLC. Go to her website, sign up for whatever program she has available. Learn about how you can get access to some money, some grants, some all kind of stuff in your community, not just in Georgia. She probably can help you anywhere. So get in touch with her right
Yes.
now, you guys. We have run out of time. I'm Dr. Cassandra Bradford, and I'll see you guys at the top.